Bonjour, mon cœur. It's your Archon of Wisdom. Today we're doing a whip based on my cat. You guys might know him. You might have seen him. His name is Jiang. And today we're going to talk about Lilah Gibney. We're also going to run down and talk about the Tara's World drama involving Tana Mojo. But back to Miss Lilah. Recently there's been a lot more conversation around the PP drama of it all, if y'all understand what I'm saying. And a lot of that has been around the fact that she was not sober majority of the time. Which I'm not sure if she is actively sober in her sober journey or not, but I don't believe so. But she basically has made, some excuses about like, oh, I was so, off the rug. The rugs were super great. They were fluffy, super fluffy rugs. And she was just so fluffed out, off of touching the rugs, But my opinion, first of all, is it understandable? Yeah, I guess it is. Is it an excuse? Absolutely not. Just as a former, rug enthusiast myself, I can definitely say that if you are hanging out with people who love rugs and do, rugs daily, you are expected to be at a certain level in order to fit in. Like, that's genuinely part of the rug enthusiast culture. Nobody likes somebody who can't hang. Nobody's gonna be down for that. Nobody's gonna want to tolerate that. I do know that she mentioned, like, oh, that's why Tana Mojo just kind of dipped on me, and, like, rightfully so. Yes, rightfully so, because you're not... It's not the same level of friendship when you're friends with people just to talk about and enthuse rugs. You know what I mean? So, it's a very different caliber of friendship. It's a very different level of understanding. But honestly, like, my point is, you're very much expected to have it down, at least to the point where you can hang, you know what I mean? So, doing embarrassing stuff, I don't know, doing embarrassing stuff, like that, having accidents and things like that, while it is excusable, it's definitely not something, like, it's definitely something you still know not to do, no matter what state you're in, you know what I mean, is my point. So, don't know about that, don't love that excuse. I also heard a lot of criticism over her being like, oh, well, I've never been a girl, so I'm just, like, don't know how to be a girl, and I'm not used to being a girl. 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 I didn't even know Lilah Gibney was a doll. Okay, let's just leave it at that. I don't think it's focused on that much for her to be using it as some totem excuse. But moving on, we'll talk a little bit about Tara's World. She's been in hot water on TikTok. She is, from what I understand, I know she has a YouTube presence as well, but, like, I'm not super familiar with her YouTube presence. I just came across her on TikTok before. And not super, like, I have never come across her, in the wild, maybe, you know, like, on the For You page or anything either. But with this situation and her top fiasco, she's, you know, highly talked about. Basically, she wanted this fancy top for New Year's Eve. She was looking everywhere for it. She couldn't get it. She couldn't buy it, yada yada. She asked her viewers, like, hey, does anyone have this top? I can borrow it. Like, I'll mail it back to you. I'll pay for postmark, whatever. Like, I just need this top. First of all, I don't get it. It's just a top, girl. It's not even that cute of a top, in my opinion, you know? So, okay. I don't think I would ever dream, I don't know. I'm not somebody who likes borrowing clothes, even from close friends, because I feel like that's really vulnerable, and I feel like it just requires a certain level of friendship. So, like, I'm just not a fan of borrowing clothes from people or friends or anyone, really, except my mommy. Yeah, I'm not super enthused about it, so maybe my opinion doesn't matter, but I would not ask you guys to let me borrow clothes. Just my, you know, opinion. I don't think I would ask you guys for much. Not like that. Not like anything super, I don't know. Borrowing clothes just feels like something you do with your friends, like your sisters, or your misters, or your broskies. Like, it just seems like a very familiar friend thing to do, and not something you would do just because. So that's my opinion of it. Basically, she freaked out because a fan said, hey, I'll let you borrow it, like, I'll Uber post it to you or whatever. I live in the blah 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 Valley, California, dreaming, whatever, you know. So, and then the person basically, like, right before time was up, like, right in the last minute, like, I guess didn't answer because she had to be called into work. And Tara just, like, melted down about it, made, like, this kind of low-key unhinged post about it, being like, you know, oh, this must be a hater, like, haters, back off, core kind of stuff. Again, it's just a little cringy. I mean, you shouldn't be relying, I don't know, you shouldn't be relying on your fans, and I feel like you shouldn't be calling your fans your friends, like that. Like, you shouldn't be that enthused about, I don't know, don't be so parasocial, people, you know what I mean? It just feels awfully parasocial for some reason, so, maybe don't do that. But anyway, so basically, she made this video, the person responded and was like, hey, I'm so sorry, like, please don't think I'm a hater, like, I love you and your content, I just had, like, a last minute shift, and I'm a nurse at the ER, so, like, I didn't have any time to prepare or any notice, so, like, that's why I kind of just dropped off of the face of the earth. And Tara's World was like, well, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you give me notice? Me. Moo, 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 moo. I don't know, because saving lives is kind of a little bit more important than, like, a tank top. You know, like, I know it's a designer tank top, but jeez, it's not Louis Vuitton. You know what I mean? It's not jiji. It's not a Versace. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if I would do that. I don't know. I would do a lot for a Versace top, but I don't know if I would sacrifice a whole ER's worth of people for one. That seems like a little bit of an extreme. So that happened in the comments, and Tara still was like, I don't accept your apology type stuff. And she is just basically like on the internet like, be sad for me, feel sorry for me. And people are not buying it. Tana Mojo came out and talked about it, which Tana Mojo is no stranger to controversy, but I feel like she really makes an effort to not like talk about anything anymore. Tana Mojo just talked about it briefly and made some comments about it. And it wasn't even anything crazy, really. But Tara's World was like, I thought she was my friend. I thought she was going to take up for me. Girl. She also said basically like, oh, I thought Tana Mojo would need the PR of being nice to people to have the internet on her side. Girl, Tana Mojo don't give a fuck. Tana Mojo doesn't care what the internet says about her or if the internet is on her side. Tana Mojo is the unbothered queen. Okay, let's get that straight. Tana Mojo does not care about the internet's opinions. She has made amends with her past, and she has moved on, okay? 100%, I can promise you that. That's basically all we're going to talk about. This whip is basically done. My little jiji monster. I might go in and add some more white details in the tail. I'm not quite sure, but that's our little sticker. He's much cuter in person, though. That's all for today, monkers. Be kind to animals, drink your water, watch out for each other. I love you. Have a good one. Mwah. Bye.